Hundreds of thousands have tried, but very few have made it onto American Idol. Colette Lush tried and made it. In her San Francisco edition, she blew away the judges. Comparison started immediately to the likes of Idol icon Carrie Underwood. Colette's journey took her to the top 50. Unfortunately, that is where the road to America's Idol in its final season came to a close. Today, Colette joins me along with her vocal coach, Lynn Semmelsberger, to talk about their experience. Her career is only beginning. This is Coach's Corner. I'm Paul Higgins, and the music starts right now. Hello everybody, I'm Paul Higgins and welcome to this edition of Coach's Corner. As you can tell, we do have a fantastic show coming to you from Vocal Point Studios in the city of Rancho Santa Margarita, California, with our very special guest, Colette Lush, and her vocal coach and a friend of mine for about 20 years now. It is Lynn Semmelsberger, and this is her facility here in Rancho Santa Margarita, a fantastic place to come and learn how to sing and also how to perform. But tonight we're going to learn about Colette Lush, her singing career, what she's already achieved, and the road ahead. Of course, many of you know Colette from her days at Tesoro High School in Orange County, California, but bigger and better things were to come. And of course, that was American Idol, and she is just coming off American Idol, and tonight that's where we start. And Colette, welcome to this edition of Coach's Corner. I'm so happy to have you, and of course, Lynn, you and I have known each other for quite some time, so thanks for doing this. I know this girl hates to be on camera. I don't know why, but tonight she's going to endure some time with us on Coach's Corner. But Colette, congratulations. You and I met, we were just talking about 2 years ago, when you went up and sang the national anthem at Dodger Stadium. And I don't know if you remember this, but I think it's either Lynn told me or somebody else told me. It was early in the Dodgers, right, in the season, and there was probably already 25 home games. And somebody came up and said, that is the best rendition of the national anthem we have heard so far. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Do you remember who said that?
No, I don't actually.
It was...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Who was that? Magic Johnson.
It
was Magic
I was
Johnson.
say Magic Mike.
Different movie. But no, it was Magic Johnson, you know, obviously one of the owners of the Los Angeles Dodgers. That first experience, do you think that really lit the fuel for the fire and the burning sensation of performing in front of a live people? Because you had never performed in front of that many people.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I almost prefer bigger crowds now than smaller crowds, just because, I don't know, there's better energy.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know from there, you had an opportunity to do a couple of different TV shows. And Lynn, if you can kind of give us the backstory on that, there was a time where she had the opportunity, The Voice wanted her, and this being the biggest year for American Idol, it's always the first year and the last year of a TV show. So you kind of been guiding her career. Tell us about that process of you guiding her and making the decision to go for American Idol.
Well, I actually didn't guide her in that one. She made the decision without me to do American Idol.
It worked out pretty good, though.
Yeah, it did work out good.
So tell me about that. I mean, it's an opportunity where you pick two different shows. Your thoughts about Voice, American Idol, and the decision she made.
She decided to do American Idol because it was going to be the last show, and because it was such an iconic show, and she wanted to really be a part of that. She loved The Voice too, so it was just, you know, a decision, and she had to choose one at the last minute. But
you know, I hadn't watched American Idol for the last couple of years. I was thinking, you know, it's run its course. But I have to tell you, because of you, every Wednesday and Thursday night, I've been glued to American Idol. and they've always shown you in the open, which was very cool. The process, did you enjoy it? Tell me about that.
I had a lot of fun overall. I mean, there were moments that were very stressful, but for the most part, it was like I was hanging out with a bunch of new friends.
Yeah, the camaraderie that the singers have. And Lynn and I talked on one of the nights that you were on, and she said, you know, Paul, every single person is an excellent singer. The competition is beyond belief. Did you find that?
Oh, definitely. There wasn't one person that I wasn't like really impressed by.
Yeah. And Lynn, when she was in her first audition, I think it was in San Francisco, if I'm correct, and I think, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think J-Lo said when you started to sing, or it was maybe Harry Connick, said that Carrie Underwood has just walked in the room. Why do they know that so fast? How do they recognize the quality of a voice so fast?
I mean, I can't speculate really what J-Lo was thinking, and I wasn't in the room when she auditioned, but I do know that when I first met Colette, there's a different tone to her voice that you hear, and she stands out. Whenever I hear her sing, I know it's her. Yeah. And so many people sound alike in this industry, and so when you have something that's really special. And on top of that, Colette really is her own person. She knows who she is. Yeah. When she walks into the room, she knows what kind of music she likes, she knows how she wants to sing it, and when she's that person and she's allowed to be that person, she's amazing. And so she stands out and she really shines. Yeah. And I don't think they were referring to her being country. I think they were referring more to the star quality.
Oh, I never thought that for a second. You know, when you went through that audition in San Francisco, what was that nervous energy like? I mean, how do you get up gumption to walk out there and do that?
It was kind of like, well, we're already here, so
what the heck?
You can't
get out now.
You can't. Yeah, there's no leaving until I do it.
Yeah. Even though Kayla almost got us killed on the way there.
Yeah.
She went the wrong way down a one-way road, and we had a bus heading right at us, right before. So it gave her a lot of adrenaline for her first audition.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad we're not telling that story. But did you remember it when you walked? Because when you finished, you ran. And you ran to find these guys.
Yeah.
Do you remember that whole process? Like, or do you have to watch it on TV to, oh, that's what I said, that's what I did?
I don't remember the actual audition very well. I mean, I remember walking in there and I remember saying a few awkward things. Yeah. When I walked in, I remember singing, but I didn't really remember exactly how I sounded. And right after it happened, they had told me that my family was going to be in the other room. And so I was so excited that I didn't even think to talk to Ryan. I just ran right past him, and I was like,
And it actually took a while for us to get the feedback back from her. It would like trickle out during the day. She'd be like, oh yeah, and J-Lo said this, and we're like, what? You left that out? Like, that was huge. She compared you to Carrie Underwood, and that didn't come out right away.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
There was a lot of stuff that she didn't tell us, and then as she was doing stuff during the day, she started to, and I'm like, seriously?
Well, there's a lot of things that I want to talk about and ask about, and when we come back, we'll talk about, you know, her being one of the most authentic singers and one of the best singers in the country. When you make it that far, that's pretty darn good. More with Colette Lush and Lynn Semmelsberger from Vocal Point Studios. This is Coach's Corner. We'll be back after this. Mission Basilica School is a Catholic parochial school with single-grade classrooms from pre-kindergarten through 8th grade.
We have absolutely the best to offer in education. We don't just educate the child academically. They are nurtured spiritually. They are guided through their spiritual journey. They are loved, every being of them.
A blue ribbon school for academic excellence, located on the beautiful grounds of Mission San Juan Capistrano, Mission Basilica School.
Why go anywhere else for your remodel project when you can find everything here at Decor & Tile? Our expert staff has years of experience which is passed on to you whether you are a homeowner, contractor, or designer. At Decor & Tile, we make your project easy with our beautiful and unique showroom filled with tile, stone, decorative glass, wood tile, granite, and quartz like Pentel, Caesarstone, and USA Cambria. Find out why Decor & Tile is the most referred showroom in South Orange County. Come in, call, or visit us on the web today.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Vocal Point Studios. This is Coach's Corner and Colette Lush and Len Semmelsberger joining us today on this edition of Coach's Corner, and glad to have both of you as we continue our conversation about American Idol. Some of the numbers, the mass amount of numbers, people that try out for that show is in the tens of thousands. I think that you mentioned just now that she was one of the top 33 females in the show, and obviously you were in the top 50. How hard is it to get from the top 50 to what, did they cut it down to like top 20 now, top 15? And how hard is that cut from 50 inward?
I saw some really amazing people leave.
Yeah.
So I mean, they were cutting a bunch of people that, and a lot of them were surprising because, you know, I thought some people were for sure going to go through, and then they didn't end up going through, so I didn't really know what was going to happen.
Right. How emotionally draining is it? I mean, it's kind of like Hell Week. You know, people realize that you guys, they put you through some serious, you know, stuff that we don't see, right? You know, long days, long nights, sleep deprived. Some of you come down sick. Emotionally, you're probably torn up. How emotional is that process?
I was very tired.
Yeah.
But I mean, what was actually really cool about Hollywood Week is even though I was exhausted, I learned that on 3 hours of sleep, you still have to get up and you still have to do what you came there for.
Right.
And you still have to push through. So I was actually really proud of Hollywood Week because of that. Because
Yeah.
I felt, hey, you know, I'm actually a lot tougher than I think I am.
Yeah, it's amazing what you learn about yourself in those situations.
Yeah.
Then you were there every step of the way. I mean, you basically shut down this place and went up to Hollywood or San Francisco, and to go down this process with this very special young lady. What did you get out of it as a vocal coach?
It was a very interesting process. It was much different than I expected. They're really looking for a big picture, and there's a lot of things that come into consideration. And I think it's a great experience for anybody who wants to be in this industry because it's fast paced. You have to be ready to go. You have to roll with the punches, and you have to have stamina. And I think sometimes, you know, when you're training, you have a long time to work on a song. You have a long time to really get it great. And when you're in this industry, the reality is it's really fast, and you have to be ready to go. And you have to make something your own, and you don't have a lot of time to work on it. So.
Yeah. Were you thinking about, what if this really happens, in the sense that I get there? Were you thinking about, I mean, your life has changed. I mean, you've been on national TV in front of millions of people. You're recognizable now. People are going to stop you and say, I know you. Were you ready for that, and are you ready for that? Because you're going to, this is only, as they say, this is only one step in where you're going.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different now, but it's funny with the recognizing thing, my parents are kind of popular because they make friends really easily. So I'm kind of used to people being like, hey, are you Annie's daughter? Or, hey, are you Greg's daughter? So I have been recognized a few times in public, and my first reaction is, have I met you from my parents?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I've seen you on TV. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Duh, right?
Yeah.
Your thoughts about the people moving forward. You and I, you know, we can talk about it. You know, we have our favorites, you know, already on the show. LaPortia is a pretty darn good singer, right?
Oh, she's amazing.
Yeah. What is it about her voice? Because obviously it's a huge, powerful voice. Yours is a powerful voice. She seems effortless also.
She just has a really cool, like, rasp and tone. I was listening to her while we were just singing in the hallways waiting to rehearse, and it was always just, you knew it was her.
Right.
And she's very powerful, and it's really, really nice to listen to.
Yeah, and you know, I don't have a great ear for music. You know, I wish I could carry a beat. You can do that, and I mean, you have 60 lessons a week that you do with 60 different people in Vocal Point. What is it about being able to recognize a good voice? Like when you have the three judges there, and we've got about a minute left in this segment, what is it the judges are hearing that we're not hearing at home?
Well, I would say it's different for each of them. I mean, pop music is different than classical music, different than musical theater. And so if you're talking about pop music, I think they're looking for a different sound. I think they're looking for somebody who really connects with an audience and can really make you feel something. I think technique is important as far as being able to perform and keep up with things, but I don't think they focus as much on technique because sometimes the technique isn't, the reality is it's not so great.
Yeah.
But they have a certain sound that they like.
Right. We'll talk more about that sound and also the experience that Colette Lush had on American Idol, kind of some of the behind the scenes, her thoughts about Ryan Seacrest and the judges and just everything that goes on about the camaraderie of the show. We'll be back with more, I'm going to say American Idol, but we'll be back with more of Coach's Corner after this.
Why go anywhere else for your remodel project when you can find everything here at Decor & Tile? Our expert staff has years of experience which is passed on to you whether you are a homeowner, contractor, or designer. At Decor & Tile, we make your project easy with our beautiful and unique showroom filled with tile, stone, decorative glass, wood tile, granite, and quartz like Pentel, Caesarstone, and USA Cambria. Find out why Decor & Tile is the most referred showroom in South Orange County. Come in, call, or visit us on the web today.
Mission Basilica School, located in historic San Juan Capistrano, is a blue ribbon school focused not only on quality education but spiritual enlightenment, creating a learning environment that's second to none.
I love the feel of the school and what it brings.
They're wonderful kids, have great family lives. They are brothers and sisters once they reach the campus.
A blue ribbon school for academic excellence, located on the beautiful grounds of Mission San Juan Capistrano. Hello everybody, welcome back to Coach's Corner, talking to Colette Lush and Len Semmelsberger. And Colette, you and I were just talking about it. I made the analogy of, you know, when you play a sport and if you're playing football and you miss the ball, you know you've made a mistake and you got to go back and in the huddle. And there's points scored. But in a subjective contest that you're in with American Idol, what happens when you know, we didn't really get to see your performance in the sense of, I guess, everybody that was there. But what happened? How did you not push on to that further in the show? I mean, you did great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just felt like after I finished singing, I felt like I did the best I could do in that moment.
Okay.
But I didn't feel like that was my all-time best. And so right away, I wasn't really confident. I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm totally going through.
Right.
I thought there's a big chance I'm not going through. And if I do go through, then I'll be really thankful.
Right.
but yeah, I don't know. I just didn't feel too good about myself.
So before that, they put you in three different rooms, and you're with these people. I'm sure you're looking around like, I think that guy's going to make it. If that guy makes it, I'm going to make it because I'm in the same room. And you made it in that. Were you looking around having any doubts, or did you know you were pretty much moving on?
I was definitely scoping everyone out, being like, there's really, really talented people here that I think are definitely going through. But then there's a few people that I haven't really heard them yet, and I don't really know how they sound. They could be a reason that we're not going through if we're in the same room. So you just didn't know. Can
you hear the other rooms when they go exit those rooms, like cheers or jeers?
You could totally hear it. We were the first though.
Oh, wow.
So luckily we didn't have to hear someone else screaming and think, oh, we're going home.
Yeah.
But we did hear after we got through. We were listening to the other rooms because we wanted to find out which of our friends was going to go through, and
Yeah, that's amazing. And then, as mentioned, you were there every step of the way. What do you remember most about the behind the scenes? You both just mentioned what a class act Ryan Seacrest is. Obviously, he took a liking to you, but what do you remember about behind the scenes that we aren't privy to at home watching the show?
Well, we can't talk a whole lot about behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So
in the hallways when people are singing, or in the bathrooms or whatever, that kind of thing.
Right. I think most of the behind the scenes stuff was just seeing how well everything was run and how it was just kind of like clockwork. Obviously, this has been going on a long time. And seeing how nice all the kids were that were involved. I think I was surprised with the level of talent, with how neat each one of those kids were, and how supportive they were of each other, which was really wonderful, and how supportive the camera crew is, and just really great people all the way through the whole process.
Right.
Which you always think when you get into something like that, and there's people, they're going to have bigger heads and they're going to be full of themselves, and it really wasn't that at all.
Yeah. Do you watch the show now? And again, we're doing the show while American Idol is still going on, so if you're watching this at a later date, this is a timely show. Do you watch it now going, oh man, I was better than that person, and they're still on the show? Or do you just say, it's me, not them? How do you break that down?
I watch it mostly just to support, and when I see other people, I'm thinking, well, if I don't like this performance, they must have had really strong other performances. There's probably a really good reason that they're still there and I'm not.
Yeah.
So, I don't know the reasons behind everything, so.
And do you have a top three in your head that you can share with us, or is that putting you on the spot?
Yeah.
If you're a front runner, tell who do you think are LaPortia's one, right?
Definitely think LaPortia. I think Avalon could go really, really far.
Okay, and Avalon's not sinking in my head for some reason.
She's very like tomboy.
Okay.
She does kind of like.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know you're talking
She
about.
like changes songs up a bunch.
Gotcha.
And I think Manny Torres could go really far too.
Okay.
He was he had a really, really good first audition, and that was actually one of the only times I heard him. I heard him during group rounds, but other than that, I never really heard him. But I would hear him sing in the hallways, and I would love listening to him. I was always mesmerized.
It's amazing. We'll talk a little bit about the friendships that you developed and also the large following that Colette has throughout the country now with her appearances on American Idol. How she got there, the process of her training and vocalizing, and now teaching here at Vocal Point and doing what she does. More of Coach's Corner right after this.
Why go anywhere else for your remodel project when you can find everything here at Decor and Tile? Our expert staff has years of experience which is passed on to you whether you are a homeowner, contractor, or designer. At Decor and Tile, we make your project easy with our beautiful and unique showroom filled with tile, stone, decorative glass, wood tile, granite, and quartz like Pentel, Caesarstone, and USA Cambria. Find out why Decor and Tile is the most referred showroom in South Orange County. Come in, call, or visit us on the web today.
Mission Basilica School, located in historic San Juan Capistrano, is a blue ribbon school focused not only on quality education but spiritual enlightenment, creating a learning environment that's second to none.
I love the feel of the school and what it brings.
They're wonderful kids, have great family lives. They are brothers and sisters once they reach the campus.
A blue ribbon school for academic excellence, located on the beautiful grounds of Mission San Juan Capistrano.
He's always gone, but I dance to your favorite song and sing along.
It takes hours and hours to get good at something, and it takes days and years to get great. That's where we are with Colette Lush. And Colette, the experience that you had with American Idol, and they always say it's a step to where you're going. Now what? Now what happens in Colette Lush's entertainment career? What do you do now? What do people do that they go to that point and then some of their aspirations and their intentions are let go?
I think that, I don't know where I heard this, but I've heard somewhere that it's good to get no's because, okay, I'll just take that no, move on past it. That means I'm a little bit closer to getting that yes. And like each no is just a step towards that. So, I mean, it's just part of the journey.
Right, and then that you're going to have a lifetime relationship with Colette and her family. How has this benefited you? I mean, you've taken on a huge risk as an entrepreneur, going from your garage a mile away to this beautiful studio. And for you, you're a risk taker as well, just like her. How does this help you in what you're doing here at Vocal Point?
How does...
Just the experience and Colette and knowing what these kids go through, these young people, to get to where they want to be.
Well, it does give me better insight of what's expected of a reality show and what the demands are going to be, and so that's been wonderful. When I started the studio, I didn't do it thinking I was taking a risk, even though I just needed more space because we couldn't do everything that I wanted to do. So
I remember the phone call.
Exactly. Should I do this?
Go for it. Go
right,
for it.
Right,
Yeah.
and that helps.
Yeah, and obviously no regrets, and you move on. And what is it about teaching that you like?
It's a good excuse for me to still work on myself.
Yeah.
While I'm helping other people, and it gives me exposure to other genres that I wouldn't normally be listening to.
Can you go on now and perform at places if the Coach House says, hey, we got a spot, can you come down and perform? Tell me about that business aspect of it and that process. Can you have your own concerts?
Oh, I mean, yeah, totally. I would just have to put it together.
So you're not under any type of restrictive contract or anything like that?
I don't know if you can talk about that.
I don't know.
Okay, good. So that's one of the things they said I couldn't ask. What the heck, I tried. There's probably another show already in the works, possibly. Would you want to go down that process again sometime?
I don't know, only because I feel like with Idol, I was focusing on what I could be to make America happy.
Yeah.
And I'd prefer to just do it myself and to know that I'm getting popular because I'm being me and because people like who I am, not what I'm putting together.
Right.
So
I could tell you were you and who you were when we did Dodger Stadium, the national anthem. I mean, that was you. I'm like, this girl's going to be a star. You're already a star. I mean, God, you're doing this, and in the sense of what you've done, it's amazing. I'll first ask you, and then I'll ask, how proud of you are you of you?
I'm very proud. I feel like I've really matured
Yeah.
through this whole process. I feel like I've learned a lot about myself and a lot about what I'm capable of. So I'm really happy.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that.
How proud
I'm
are
extremely
you?
proud of her.
Yeah.
I mean, Colette and I have been through a lot, and Colette comes from Orange County, a really nice home and a great family, and I didn't know how she was going to be able to handle the pressure. And you know, we've battled over working on technique and working harder, and I didn't know when this occasion came if she would rise to it and do what it took, and she really did. I was really impressed with everything. So
You kind of got a little bit of an old soul in you too, in some of the songs that you sing.
she does.
Thank you.
Tell me about the musical choices that you'll make singing, and maybe some of the genres that you might want to sing.
Well, I have a huge love for R&B.
Oh, yeah?
So that'll always be a part of it. I really want to do something in the future that brings in old soul, but does something modern with it.
Right.
And then just finding some little cool groove with that.
How impressed were you with the judges and their treatment of you and the positive and the comments and the remarks?
All in all, they were very sweet to me. They were very supportive. Even as I was leaving, I didn't hear some of it because I was walking away.
Yeah.
But watching it back, they were saying, you know, J.Lo said she was born to be a singer.
Yeah, right.
And, you know, things like that, that they still believe in me outside of the competition. It's really comforting.
Did you get any phone numbers?
No, I wish.
There's always a chance.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this. You're a class act. You're going to do great things.
Thank you.
And Lynn, thank you for setting this up and allowing us to come into your beautiful studio. This won't be the last time that we come here. There's some great things that Vocal Point does, and one of them is produced great music. And of course, Colette Lush, again, congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
I thank all of you for watching. Of course, you can follow us right here on Coach's Corner and with MVTV. I'm Paul Higgins. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Coach's Corner.